Children are wonderful beings. They're fun, they love everybody, they're open to the world, they play so freely. They're curious, and it's that curiosity and that ability to play that allows them to grow. The flip side of that is kids have bad judgment. They don't understand what safety is, and they need constant supervision and an enriched environment to maximize how they're going to do.
My belief is that prevention is the only cure for any brain injury, because once it's occurred, you have the occurrence of it. It's happened, and so if you can prevent it at all costs, please do.
With brain injury, you really have to make sure that you don't have secondary and third or tertiary injuries. You really have to watch what you're doing. You're at a higher risk once you've had one brain injury. A kid who's had a brain injury really needs to slow down and pay attention better to what they're doing. Head Start is a wonderful program, and it's crucial for kids with brain injury to be involved in. So if they know that a child has a brain injury, then Head Start can do just some very simple things, like keep an eye on making sure that safety is clearly established.
A number of ways of prevention include falls for young children from playground equipment. Prevention of that would be proper surfacing underneath playground equipment. You don't have young children close to swings when they're coming off of slides. So there's all types of playground issues that can reduce brain injury or prevent it from happening. Another major area for prevention that I particularly believe in is the proper car seats for children. And for Head Start providers, they are at the right age to encourage booster seat use for children.
Helmet use is another critically important safety measure for children of any age. The New Mexico Child Helmet Safety Law is one of the most comprehensive in the nation. It specifies that children and youth under 18 years of age are required by law to wear a helmet when using bicycles, tricycles, skateboards, scooters, or skates on public property. An appropriately sized helmet is encouraged when using any non-motorized wheeled vehicles, as well as ATVs, skis, snowboards, and while riding horses.
Ensure that your windows have window guards on them, or proper screens, or that they're locked when children are unsupervised. But that brings up another point. I believe in supervision of children, and I believe in active supervision. And by what I mean by active supervision is the fact that you know where they are, what they're doing at all times. You're not just assuming that they're safe. Another issue for children and reducing the chances of them falling would be using safety gates, and not just at the top of stairs, but also at the bottom of the stairs, because children like to be adventuresome, they like to explore, they love to challenge their bodies physically, and so if you don't reduce that chance that they're going to go up the stairs and fall, rather than just reducing the chance of them falling down the stairs. So please be sure to use safety gates both at the top and the bottom of the stair.
If a child does have a traumatic brain injury of any severity early on, even if it appears as though they've had a good recovery, be cautious.
Early identification allows you to try to compensate for kids' deficits at that age, if not develop the skills again so that they don't have to have long-term problems.
It's also very important to recognize that if they don't make that full recovery early on, that we are providing the appropriate educational services for those children early on to make sure that they can keep up as best as they can.
We know that people who've had an injury years ago and now are getting rehab, that their brain changes. You talk to people with brain injury and they'll tell you, I keep getting better. This is getting better for me. I'm getting new skills.
Certainly in terms of information for families to understand what might be the signs of a child having difficulty, how to manage behavioural changes, but above all, doing early interventions, facilitating their language development, providing support at school so that they can learn is extremely important.
You just have to be patient, because we see kids do things that are considered to be miracles at this point.
Children present some of the toughest challenges to detection and diagnosis of traumatic brain injury, since they are often unable to articulate their symptoms, and injuries can affect skill sets that have yet to develop. Accurate documentation of changes in function and behavior are imperative when TBI is suspected in a child. Careful documentation can help medical professionals make an accurate diagnosis, prevent inappropriate treatment, and help the child receive proper care. In the case of abusive head trauma, careful documentation may prevent further injury and even death. Head Start providers are in a perfect position to observe changes in behavior in children that could be an indication of TBI. Working with parents and medical professionals, providers can help a child with an identified TBI cope with their injury and thereby avoid permanent disability, adjust the pace of learning and the attainment of new skills, and most importantly, improve recovery outcome for the child.